and welcome to today's session on how AI is reshaping educational pedagogies for deeper cognitive engagement. I'm Kimberly, and I'm joined by Danny and Carly. Today, we're exploring the research question, what pedagogical approaches and AI prompt engineering strategies encourage deeper cognitive engagement and metacognition in learning? Let's uncover the theory behind the practice.
In our previous videos linked below, we've discussed many ways that AI can be used as an assistant in the classroom. However, AI's role in education extends beyond just assistance. It's about enhancing cognitive processes. The research we will discuss today illustrates how AI can act as a virtual tutor, providing immediate answers and explanations, which helps students engage with material on a deeper level.
It's crucial, though, to integrate these tools thoughtfully. AI prompts must be crafted carefully to challenge students and stimulate their thinking, without leading them to frustration. Effective prompt engineering can guide students through complex problem-solving processes.
Yes, teachers must include the design of AI interactions in digital literacy teaching. The editorial position paper, Exploring the Potential of Generative Artificial Intelligence in Education, Applications, Challenges, and Future Research Directions, emphasizes that programming prompts should guide AI to foster critical thinking and creativity, empowering students to take an active role in their learning journey. The authors suggest that researchers and educators get rid of the search mindset and use programming prompts instead to work with GAI applications.
The authors go on to describe 4 types of programming prompts that teachers and students can use. These include conversational prompts, content analysis prompts, coding prompts, and multimodal prompts. The authors recognize the implications of this in education, saying that fostering teachers and students' competencies of programming prompts would significantly affect the quality of GAI-based teaching and learning, including the quality of learning content, learning designs, and assessment designs for teachers, and the learning outcomes of students.
Using prompt frameworks like ROSIF can be really helpful for working with students as they learn to use AI effectively. With this framework, students are encouraged to provide a role, action, steps, context, examples, and a format to prompt the AI and receive more effective responses.
Interesting. So what would a prompt look like using this framework?
Well, if I were a student and I wanted to get study help from an AI chatbot, I could enter a prompt following the ROSIF framework. First, I would give the chatbot a role, like this. You are a study partner. Then I would lay out the action, steps, and context for the chatbot. First, describe the water cycle in plain terms. Then, write a song to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to describe the water cycle. To get even better responses, you could provide an example for the chatbot here as well. Finally, I want to let the chatbot know what format to present the information. In this case, I'll ask the chatbot to present the song following the plain words description.
That is so fun. What's another example of a mnemonic?
Acronyms are another mnemonic that can be used to aid studying. With that same example, you could ask AI to create an acronym to describe the water cycle. To provide some context in the prompt, you could give an example of an acronym like this. An acronym mnemonic for the colors of the rainbow is Roy G. Biv, as each letter represents one color in the rainbow. You could use the rest of the prompt in the same way to get useful results.
Right on. Can you give us just one more example?
Absolutely. One of my favorite ways to study is with a little bit of humor. You could ask the chatbot to create a humorous story that describes the water cycle. Using the same prompt but changing the specific instructions out for the type of mnemonic you would like to see would yield the results you're looking for.
These are such great examples of the critical thinking that is encouraged with proper prompt engineering. It goes beyond just prompt engineering, though. AI can create dynamic, interactive learning environments that adapt to the cognitive state of students, enhancing both engagement and metacognition.
As always, we must be cautious about ethical considerations. Lynn, in the article Why and How to Embrace AI, such as ChatGPT in Your Academic Life, warns that while AI can enhance educational outcomes, it must be deployed in ways that respect students' privacy and foster genuine understanding. Educators should verify the accuracy and appropriateness of AI outputs to avoid the spread of misinformation. This is crucial in maintaining the integrity of the educational process.
Lynn also points out that AI must be used to ensure that it supports educational goals while respecting student privacy and autonomy. Ethical AI use ensures that technological advancements benefit all students equitably. AI tools should be part of the curricula that help students develop critical thinking and analytical skills. However, AI use must be transparently disclosed, and both scholars and their audiences must be aware of the level of assistance provided by the AI systems. For more discussion of the potential drawbacks of AI in education, check out our previous video, Navigating the Challenges of Generative AI, linked below.
Ultimately, fostering a classroom culture that values creativity and critical thinking will make AI tools more effective. Ensuring that AI supports but does not replace the human elements of teaching is crucial for fostering an environment where deep learning thrives. These theoretical insights are crucial for understanding the impact of AI in education. As students become more comfortable with AI, they can take greater control over their learning processes. Since it is so important to consider these aspects of AI, how can these theories be transformed into everyday teaching practices? How can these theories be applied in their day-to-day teaching?
Teachers can start by experimenting with AI-generated content that aligns with their curriculum goals. One approach is to integrate AI systems that automate the generation of educational content, which can then be customized by the teacher. Baroun et al., in the article Transforming Education, a comprehensive review of generative artificial intelligence in educational settings, suggest that teachers use AI-generated content as a base to build more complex learning activities, encouraging deeper engagement and understanding. To maintain a focus on critical thinking, teachers can use AI to stimulate discussion and debate among students, challenging them to defend their viewpoints or explore new perspectives.
Integrating AI tools that require students to evaluate information critically and reflect on their learning process can also enhance metacognitive skills, as suggested by Grimes et al. In the article From Scarcity to Abundance, Scholars and Scholarship in an Age of Generative Artificial Intelligence. According to the authors, AI can assist students in identifying gaps between theory and practice, but warn that using generative AI comes with risks like potential inaccuracies and the creation of misleading content.
Teachers can also use AI to generate content that stimulates inquiry and discussion. For example, Grimes et al. Explained that AI-generated scenarios can provide a basis for problem-based learning, enhancing students' engagement and problem-solving skills. According to the authors, generative AI can enhance knowledge synthesis by increasing efficiencies and the pace in which efficiencies are discovered.
Exactly. Those same authors note that Gen AI can synthesize work within and across literature over time in seconds. A synthesis that can often take years to realize by scholars now is instantaneous. Generative AI can also enhance knowledge evaluation by identifying overlooked concerns, providing deep analysis, and helping authors discern issues that improve the quality of their research.
Additionally, educators should focus on developing AI literacy among students. As mentioned in Transforming Education, a comprehensive review of generative artificial intelligence in educational settings, Baroun et al. Review several articles that look into the potential of generative AI in several different fields of education. Their extensive research discusses how teaching students to critically evaluate AI responses helps them to develop essential analytical skills, a building block of AI literacy.
Lastly, fostering a collaborative environment where AI is seen as a tool to supplement, not replace the human connections that are a cornerstone of education, provides students with opportunities to think even more critically about what and how they are learning.
As we consider how generative AI can impact student learning with the guidance of knowledgeable instructors, I encourage you to continue to grow your understanding of the tools and how they can best be used to foster deep thinking.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch our last two videos in this series, where we finish our deep dive into the current research on AI in education and reflect on our process.
If you like what you heard today, please do all the things that you would do to support a channel you love. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Follow us on social media, which is linked below in the description of this video. Thank you.